Hello, dear learners! Welcome to the 8th episode of our virtual storytelling and celebration of the National Reading Month. La Filipina National High School, through the Salida TV, ensures that we continue to deliver quality education despite the COVID-19 pandemic. We hope that you had fun yesterday. Today, we're going to read a story about how passionate love and jealousy can make people do things that might seem unthinkable. Our story today is entitled The Lady or the Tiger. It is about a short story written by Frank R. Stockton in 1882, which begins with a description of a semi-barbaric king who punishes criminals in a unique way, where he built an arena featuring 2 doors, and the criminal must choose his own fate by selecting one of the 2 doors. Behind one door is a hungry tiger that will eat the prisoner alive, and behind the other door is a beautiful lady who will be married to the accused on the spot. Let me ask you, have you made a choice between 2 items or paths in life without knowing anything about the options? If yes, were you happy with your decision? How far would you love somebody? Would you love him enough to let him go?
The story begins by describing the reign of a king described as semi-barbaric. He always finds pleasure in controlling people and make them do what he wants. Public trials take place in the public arena, where the fate of the accused is determined by the game of chance. The accused is brought into the public arena and must choose between 2 doors. Behind one is a beautiful woman who the king has deemed a suitable match for the accused. And if the accused opens this door, he is deemed innocent and is married in a public ceremony, regardless if he already has a wife and children. Behind the other door is an extremely hungry tiger that will devour the man the second the door is opened, thus deeming the man guilty. The king likes the system of justice because it is immediate and final in its methods. There is no escape from this justice. However, the king's system of justice soon comes close to home for him. The king has a daughter who is young and beautiful. She is beloved by the king, as well as by a young man of a lower class who works for the king in a minor position. The princess and the young man are deeply in love, and they carry on a secret affair for months until one day, King discovers their need. The king doesn't hesitate and immediately orders the young man imprisoned. A date is set for his trial. The kingdom is held in suspense, as never before has there been a trial centered around someone who is accused of an affair with the daughter of the king. The king takes great care in searching for both the most vicious tiger and the most beautiful young maiden in the kingdom to place behind the 2 doors. As the day of the trial approaches, the king is deeply pleased with his system. After all, one way or another, his daughter's lover will soon be permanently removed from the picture, either by death or by marriage. As the day of the trial arrives, countless people attend to see the outcome, even crowding around the arena walls trying to get in. The king and his court take their usual place front and center, including the princess. However, she is not there merely to watch. Ever since her lover was sentenced to the trial, the princess has been obsessed with this event and searched the kingdom until she found the secret of the doors. She knows which door holds the lady and which holds the tiger, having used her wealth and feminine manipulation to bribe the truth out of those who were responsible. Her lover looks to her for a clue as to which door to pick, and she gives him a signal. Which door did she send him to? That is the central question of the tale. After all, neither door would lead to happiness. Would she send him to the door containing the maiden, where he would be married to a woman he had never met and held no love for? The two of them would grow old knowing they could never be together? Or did she send him to the tiger, where he would have a painful but quick death? She made her decision in an instant, sending him to the right. Which one came out of the right door? Is it the lady or the tiger?
How do you find the story? I bet you're still waiting for the ending. But that was the ending. This story is what we call cliffhanger. A cliffhanger is when a story ends suddenly or the conflict is left unresolved. It leaves unanswered questions that make the reader or viewer want to come back to learn what will happen. Now, to check your understanding, let us answer these questions. Whoever comments first the letter of the correct answer will receive a 20 peso loan. You will be given 5 seconds, and when you hear this sound, then time is up. We will announce the winners on the comment section at the end of this broadcast, so pay attention to the questions. Number 1. Why does the story end without an answer to the question? A. The author had no time to finish his masterpiece. B. The author is working with another story and he is so busy beating his deadline. C. The author thinks that the readers might have better ending than him, so he just left it to the readers to decide. D. The author wants you to think about what you think she should have done, what you think she did, and what you would have done if you were the princess. Your time starts now. The answer is letter D. Number 2. Why were the young man's actions considered a crime? A. The princess was set to marry her fiancé anytime. B. Falling in love with somebody was then prohibited by the king. C. It is a crime because never before such a low class dared to love the princess. D. It is a crime because any love affair inside the kingdom must seek the king's approval. Your time starts now. The answer is letter C. Number 3. Do you think the king's system of justice is fair? Why or why not? A. Yes. The king has all the right to give punishment and no one should intervene. B. Yes. The king just protected the princess and anyone that might hurt his daughter must suffer. C. No. The king must give his people the right to love and be loved regardless of the status. D. No. The king should know his priority of leading his people and not his daughter's love affair. Your time starts now. And the answer is letter C. Number 4. What could be the possible tragic ending of the story? A. The tiger killed the lover and the princess would rather have him killed than live life without her. B. The king finally approved the affair of the princess and ordered to kill the tiger. C. The princess disobeyed the king, chose his lover, and they eloped. D. the lover fought the tiger and has succeeded. Your time starts now. The answer is letter A. Number 5. If you were the princess, how would you ask the king to change his way of administering justice? A. I will commit a crime and see what would be the king's action. B. I will elope, find my place somewhere away from the king so that he will see my worth. C. I will make the king realize that killing a person as a form of punishment will not make him a better king at all. D. I will promise to the king that I will not do the same if only he would change the way he punishes his people. Your time starts now. The answer is letter C. Congratulations for a job well done, dear learners! I hope you learned something from our story today that you may apply in your life in the future. See you again tomorrow for another story. I will leave you this quote to ponder. The greatest glory in living life is not in never falling, but in rising every time we fall. This has been Jermilyn, your virtual storyteller, only here at Salida TV.
Salida ng Filipina, ang iyong mga ay kikislap. Salida ng Filipina, ang kaunungan ay magkakuntat. Salida ng Filipina, edukasyon, abot kamay. Salida ng Filipina, ang nagkakay sa tagumpay.
Mga kabataan, huwag panghinaan. Salida la Filipina ay bigyan daan. Ito ay magbibigay ng kaalaman. TV naman ngayon ang inyong paaralan. Mahirap man ang inyong sitwasyon, tayo ay magtulungan para sa edukasyon. Bawat isa ay mayroong misyon, matutong mabuti, maging inspirasyon.
Salida la Filipina.